Hello everybody, welcome back to the FM24 Draft to Glory save with Austin FC in the MLS, and we've had one game since our last episode. It's another win. Let's go check it out. Yes, so following on from the Champions League victory in the last episode, we took on New England. A near post corner put us 1-0 up. Burton ran down the left into Odoriso. He fired it into the fast post to make it 2-0 to Austin inside 30 minutes. Then New England sort of found a bit of form. Keller into Buck. Buck had a wonderful effort off the underside of the bar to beat Marriott, making it 2-1 just before half-time. Pereira got a penalty to make it 3-1 before the half-time whistle. New England came out all guns blazing in the second half. Carlos Hill in on goal, beat Marriott. Lots of goals in this one. As we moved on, it was then Humphreys who used his pace and acceleration to get away from the defence after a long ball forward and fired it in past Ura in goal. Two more goals to come in this game. One for us. It was Sandoval played a lovely 1-2 of Pereira, crossed to the back post, and Odoriso headed it onto the post and then put the rebound in. And New England got the last goal of the game. Exposito won the header into Langoni. Lovely shot off the post, and Acosta put it in. 5-3, the final score in this one. And yeah, a good game all round, to be honest. XG was 2.36 to 2.58. So potentially not the best game for a goalkeeper, but lots of shots, lots of entertainment, and that's the only game we've had. Carlos Hill missed a penalty as well, forgot to mention that. It leaves our form looking like this. No losses at all this season, including pre-season friendlies and the CONCACAF Champions League and the MLS. We are unbeaten this season. Actually only one competitive draw, or one competitive game that wasn't a win, and that was the FC Dallas 3-3 draw, which we played in between the previous episode in the Champions League. And yeah, it was pretty good, right? I wouldn't say we annihilated them. It was pretty even, but 3-3 was a fair result in that one as well. But today we're taking on Pachuca from Mexico in the CONCACAF Champions League at home, and then we'll go away to LA Galaxy to then afterwards have a few games at home and then go away to Pachuca in the next episode, where we'll take on Pachuca and Sporting Kansas City. So hopefully we can get ourselves through to the semi-finals, which would be quite interesting, wouldn't it? Because we'll be taking on Tigres or Leon, and yeah, that would be quite interesting. But first up is Pachuca. Their key player is Osama Idrissi. You may remember him from his Sevilla, Ajax or AZ days. And he's been around Football Manager for quite a while, but 31 years old now. Looks pretty good. Doesn't look dreadful. Looks like he could cause us a few issues and a few headaches. Obviously, they have beaten LA Galaxy to get to this point as well. They beat Columbus Crew in the last round. LA Galaxy, oh, that was in the League Cup. So they've only beaten Columbus Crew, and that was on penalties. So I think we're a better team than Columbus Crew. So I think we should be okay. Their main goal scoring threat is Roberto De La Rosa, 13 goals in 35 games. The 27-year-old Mexican international looks pretty decent, and we'll have to keep an eye on him for sure. But I think we can win this game and get ourselves through to the put ourselves in a good position to get through to the semi-finals. I don't think we necessarily need to change anything, to be honest. We've got a very good squad at the moment. We're doing well. Marriott in goal, Sandoval, Idaho, Ramirez, Diallo, Bartlett, Pereira, Odoriso, Burton, Dyack and Humphreys is a very good looking team for this MLS run that we've been on and the Champions League. So I think we just stick with a winning team and we go, hang on. Do I want Bartlett or do I want Connor Dawson? I think I want Connor Dawson. To give us a start. We still have not seen Palmer, our Generation Adidas left winger, because he's still not fully fit. So we are awaiting his comeback, which shouldn't be far away. I imagine he'll be making it in a few of the MLS games that we've got coming up in between the first leg and the second leg against Pachuca. So hopefully we can put ourselves in a good position at home. 5 wins on the bounce is what we've got so far. Loving the Christmas tree formation, the 4-3-2-1. Pachuca haven't won a game in 5, but are playing a 4-3-3 formation. Always difficult to break down. They are going to have the midfield numbers in there, but we're hoping that Burton and Dyack might be able to, occupy 2 of their 3 midfielders in there, but we shall see. Aceves with it into Barreto. Humphreys is going to steal in there, and Humphreys is in, shoots over the bar, but good awareness from Humphreys to get in there early. Castillo with a throw, Marchand for Pachuca. And their passing is off, isn't it? Diak's got a runner on the left-hand side. He holds on to the ball probably a little bit too long. Releases Dawson, shoots left-footed, hits the top of the netting. Diak definitely could have slipped Burton in on the left-hand side, but chose not to. Free kick. Danny Pereira loves a shot from distance. Has scored a few good ones in his time. Austin hits the bar. It was touched onto the bar by the goalkeeper, so it will be a corner. Odoriso will take it. And he's going to swing this one in towards Ramirez, who's beaten in the air. Burton keeps it alive for Austin. There's Ramirez again. Back to Diallo, and the momentum sort of loses itself from the chance. But 5 shots for us, 1 for them. They've had 1 shot on target with an XG of 0.00. So we are in control of this game. So just tick past the half an hour mark. Not a lot is happening, to be honest. And I don't know if that suits us or not, because we feel like we're more likely to win this game. Let's just try and create a few better chances by working the ball into the box as Diak comes forward with it, our big, tall attacking midfielder. He's got Dawson down the line, finds him, couldn't quite get the cross out. Back to Sandoval, into Diak, Pereira, who just holds that central midfield position. Burton, Odoriso, what a save from Godinho in goal for Pachuca. Their goalkeeper really is turning up today. Dawson with the corner, swings it in looking for Ramirez, can't attack it. And Homachenko's there. Dawson puts in a good tackle, but it's a goal kick. Goalkeeper's made 2 really good saves. He's on a 7.3 for Pachuca. And look at that XG story. That is absolutely unreal how much we're battering them. So I just think we say, I'm delighted, keep it up. A goal will come for sure. Dawson on a yellow card. We'll keep an eye on. Odoriso not really into the game at the moment either. As we're starting the second half on top again, it seems. Idaho to Pereira, Sandoval, down the line to Dawson, crosses blocked. Diak's there, far side is Odoriso, onto his right foot, left foot hits the post, and we just cannot buy a goal. We cannot buy a goal in this game. Dawson comes forward with it again, tackled well by Aceves, into Gonzalez. De La Rosa, who has drawn Idaho out. Idrissi looks to get in behind. Back to De La Rosa. We know he's dangerous. Picks out Tony Figueroa. Of course, they've had 2 shots in this game. That's their second one on target. And the first one had an XG of 0.00. That's an XG of 0.09. And they find themselves in the lead, which is absolutely outrageous. Humphreys off. Gonzalez on. Diak off. Ben Williams on. We'll push Burton into the more attacking role. And Dawson off, Bartlett on. Somehow, some way, we are losing this game. And I don't know how. Look at that match momentum. That is outrageous. Corner ball. Pereira to take it now that Connor Dawson's gone off. Pereira swings it in. Ramirez, he's hit the bar. I mean, come on. Give us a goal. There's 15 minutes to go and unfathomably, we are behind in this game. Mika Burton's going to drop to left wing. Pereira will push up into attacking midfield. And then we'll do Odoriso off for David Jones in there. I just cannot believe we're losing this game. We'll do Idaho off for... I fancy Trulio, to be honest. It was recommended me to bring on Joe Whitehead, but I fancy Trulio. Big guy at the back, bald, angry. 22 shots to 3, 11 shots on target to 3. We have an XG of 2.49 and we have not scored a goal. What is going on in this game? If we play like this in the second leg, we will batter them. We will absolutely batter them. I promise you we will batter them if we play like this in the second leg. Somehow, we've lost that game. That is absolutely outrageous. We have been ultimately FM'd. Their goalkeeper got man of the match with an 8.8. We're going to sod LA Galaxy. I'm going to play all those games off camera. We're going to be back for the second leg of this quarterfinal where we're going to batter Pachuca in their own backyard in Mexico and then go back to America with all the glory. Okay, we are back and we are going to be taking on Pachuca in the second leg and it couldn't have gone any better. 4 MLS games, 4 MLS MLS wins. It was, 3, 7, 9, 11 goals scored, 2 conceded, and including in that 2 wins against LA Galaxy with an aggregate of 5-1. 3-0 away, 2-1 at home. We've beaten Cincinnati 4-0, and we've just beaten Vancouver 2-1 with a wonderful last-minute goal from Daniel Pereira. We were piling on the pressure, and I thought we're going to get another undeserved result. But we didn't. Daniel Pereira popped up with a 93rd minute winner, and that was superb. So we are coming in to Pachuca in good form, and I expect us to win because we battered them in the first episode or first leg and couldn't quite get the job done over the line. They scored 1 goal and then shut up shop. So we're going with the same team. We're going with Marriott in goal, Sandoval, Idaway, Ramirez, Diallo, Dawson, Pereira, Odoriso, Burton, Dyack and Humphreys as the 11. Mario Palmer is now on the bench and he has made his debut, long-awaited debut for the former Generation Adidas player because we gave him a new contract so that we could register him. But yes, he has made 3 appearances in the MLS with a 6.8, settling in to understand how the team play, but a decent backup for Odoriso. So, here we go. CONCACAF Champions League quarterfinals, a 1-0 deficit that we need to overturn. Our only competitive loss of the season was undeserved, and I'm going to say we owe them after the last match. We absolutely, fundamentally owe them a battering. We finished with an XG of around about 3, and they finished with an XG of around 0.7, and we lost 1-0. So I think we get in there, into their faces, especially on those wing backs. We're going to work the ball into the box straight from the off. We're going to go into the tactics, into the opposition, and just make sure that we absolutely annihilate their wing backs. Don't let their wing backs get involved in any of the play at all, because that is the only position that can really bring the ball forward in this sort of shape. That's why you need to stop the wing backs from playing. So, early on, corner in Mexico to Austin. Odoriso swings it in. Ramirez hits the post. Ido's there. He's offside. The flag has gone up. I think that one's going to be cancelled out by the VAR/linesman/referee. But what a positive start, though. 2 minutes and 35 seconds, and we scare them with an early goal, even though it is disallowed. Now it's another corner. Odoriso in again, headed away this time. Burton keeps it alive into Humphreys. The striker drops back to support the defenders. Ramirez, ball through to Burton. Burton shoots. That one's on. The linesman hasn't put his flag up, so this is just a VAR check. There looked nothing wrong with that goal. There's nothing wrong with that goal. Humphreys lays it into Pereira. Pereira into Ramirez. Lovely ball from the centre-back into Burton. Good turn, right-footed half volley. Keeper basically dives out the way. We've got our goal back, and there is 86 minutes of football still to play in this game. Throw in. Diallo with it. Pereira back to Diallo. In it goes, but it's cleared away. And Sandoval covers that one very well indeed. Sandoval holds onto the ball. Back to Ramirez into Idaho. We just need to re-get our shape. We're going to be a man down on the right-hand side, but that's not going to stop Pereira picking out Dawson with a lovely pass. A wild finish from Connor Dawson over the bar. Not at all high and handsome. And yeah, it's still 1-0. It's certainly following the last game. We've had 8 shots, with 6 of them being on target. Pachuca have offered very, very little. And we just need to make sure we take the lead. Dyack comes forward. Grateful to Humphreys. Been forced a little bit wide. He's got Dyack in the middle. Picks him out. Dyack on one more to Odoriso. It's a terrible finish. Not again, lads. Not again. I can't be dealing with another game like this. 10 shots, 7 on target. An XG of 1.4. We're keeping them so quiet in the game. We just can't finish our dinner at the moment. Half time, 1-0 up. I mean, point the finger. It doesn't reflect the pattern of play. We're going to point the finger. We're going to keep that finger pointed and tell them that we have faith and that they can go out there and prove it with our finger pointed. I mean, we should be battering them. We should. With how the game has been planned out, and how the game's been playing, we should be battering them over 2 legs. But somehow, it's 1-1. Diallo throws it down the line and phones Humphreys, who's been pretty quiet over both legs. Burton on the edge of the box, doesn't fancy the shot. Sandoval out to Dawson. Dawson into Sandoval again. Sandoval, good acceleration, puts a cross in. Odoriso at the back post is beaten in the air. Daniel Pereira into Odoriso. Great turn, cuts it across. Humphreys is there. They've not kept him quiet any longer. Great work from Odoriso to fire that cross in. And great work from Pereira, who has been a superhero in this save for us. I'm so glad we didn't have to get rid of him because the AI drafted him before we got here. But I'll say the AI, real life Austin drafted him before we got here. But Humphreys is there, not going to miss that one. 2-0 on the day, 2-1 on aggregate. Oh, we've turned it around. Come on, lovely. Perlaz with a throw. Flores puts a cross in. Castillo with a header just past the post. It looks like they've come out of their shell a little bit. They have made a change at wing back. And this is what annoys me about Football Manager, right? This clearly says, when it's blue, it says these instructions apply to all players featuring in this position. Then they make a sub and it starts like this. And I'm like, are they on? Are they not on, those instructions? So I'm like, oh, it just does my head in. Just keep it on blue and play to that position, please. Like, play how I want you to play against that position. Diallo with a throw-in. And it goes to Odoriso. Back to Diallo. Into Pereira. Pereira to Odoriso. Into the box. Odoriso scores. 3-0 on the day. 3-1 on aggregate. This is much more like we are expecting in these games. We are going through to the semi-final of the CONCACAF Champions League. And of course, if we win the Champions League this year, this save is done and dusted. There was never that we had to win the MLS. It was never that we had to do any of that. It was we have to win the CONCACAF Champions League, potentially the World Club Cup as well. But I sort of feel like we can end this save by winning the CONCACAF Champions League by only using players we've drafted in the Super Draft. I think it's quite a good challenge to tick off the list. Sandoval into Pereira. Burton comes forward with it. He's got Humphreys in front of him and Dyack. Goes all the way out to Dawson on the right. Header away is picked up by Sandoval. Sandoval into Pereira, into Burton. Burton onto Diallo. Diallo comes forward with it into Odoriso. Humphreys shot block. Dawson keeps it alive. Fouled on the edge of the area. This is Daniel Pereira territory for sure. And you can see he's lining this. I reckon this is going in. I reckon he's firing this in to give us a 4-0 lead on the day. Come on. His 5th goal of the season. And he's just, I mean, pick him up in your saves. Go and check him out. Get him on a cheap from Austin. I think you'll be able to sign him relatively cheap. Over the goalkeeper's side, reactions are absolutely terrible from the goalkeeper there. 18 shots to 8, 12 on target to 1. This is what happens when we actually hit our XG that we deserve. As Dawson with the corner swings this one in. Ramirez can't get there. Sandoval back post. Dyack keeps it alive into the post. And it goes behind. But with 10 minutes to go, let's get Palmer on. We've got some very tired legs out there. In fact, everybody's absolutely shattered. Daniel Pereira's been superb. He can come off for David Jones. We'll do Dawson off for Bartlett as well. Let's put Logan Mallet for a run out up front. We'll put Cruz on at the back. And we'll rest Diallo for Trulio. No, we won't at left back because I've done all 5 subs. With 10 minutes to go, I fully expect us to concede with changing the flow of the game with all those substitutes. But we shall see. Cruz with a throw-in into Jones. Back to Cruz. Back to Jones. Into Bartlett. Bartlett into Cruz. It's blocked, but it does find Dyack all the way through. Burton's there, past the post. Oh, I've just noticed that Palmer has an absolutely outrageously good mohawk on his in-game character, which is superb. Corner in, Palazza. Cruz heads it away. Dominguez picks up the loose ball under a little bit of pressure. Hernandez is there. Dominguez back to Barreto. Barreto under pressure but finds Contreras. Good ball through to Dominguez. Marriott sees that one past the post. And if we can come away with this with a clean sheet, I will be very, very happy indeed. It's a commanding win in the Champions League quarterfinals as Burton turns, gets it onto his right foot. Burton, he fires it in the bottom corner. 5-0 on the day. 5-1 on aggregate. Is there a team that can stop us? Tigres, if we're playing Tigres next, they will be tough. One of the best teams in Mexico. Although Pachuca aren't bad. As Burton just got away from his man. Lovely shot. Keeper should do better again. Keeper got man of the match in the last game. This one, we've absolutely battered him. 22 shots to 10. 13 on target to 1. An XG of 4.03. 5 goals for the win. We're marching on to the Champions League semi-finals. That was absolutely superb. So Odoriso with a goal, an assist and 5 key passes. Very happy with that. You were sensational with your quality of choice. Arjen Robben's delighted. And at the end of the day, all you want is a happy Arjen Robben. Look how happy he looks with his big shiny bald head and his big grin. Look how happy he looks. So in the other game, this is going to be deciding who we are playing. Leon are 1-0 down to Tigres, both teams from Mexico. And it is Tigres that go through, 0-0 draw. So the next episode will be us versus Tigres, who have come through some tougher games for sure. They've played Defence Force, then New York City FC, who obviously dominated the MLS last year. They've just beaten Leon. They've got us in the semi-finals for a place in the final, which will be very, very exciting. Key player is Diego Leans, a 26-year-old. He looks very good, dribbling 15 to 20. Could have a bit of pace around him as well. Some good mentals, it looks like. So could be very, very good for Tigres. Who is their top goal scorer? Just to have a look. 12 goals in 37 isn't amazing. It is Diego Leans. Okay, I mean, it's not Nicolas Ibanez is up there as well, the 32-year-old Argentinian. Did he have a stint in Europe? No, I'm obviously getting him confused with somebody else. But it should be an interesting game, and we've not got too long to wait until we're playing them as well, the 24th and the 28th of April. That will be the next episode. I look forward to seeing you and seeing that as well. I've sort of cocked up this ending, but thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Cheers.